气了。
quand même un petit bien.
One, two, three, check, check, check.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson bring you inside Steel Arena in Košice, Slovakia, day number 2 of the 2019 World Hockey Championship. And if it's anything like day number 1 with some crazy action and some crazy upsets, we are in store for some fine hockey. It's the first of 3 games on this ice today, and it is the second meeting, only the second meeting ever between Denmark and France, Dave. And when you consider that the Czechs pulled the upset over one of the favorites, Team Sweden, that was in Bratislava. Yesterday, when you consider that in this building, it was Slovakia that pulled an upset over USA. The Finns, arguably an upset over Canada. Boy, it leaves implications to now the rest of the teams, like Denmark and France, trying to keep up with the pack in this tournament.
You've got 2 teams who finished close to each other last year at the World Championship. The Danes, wonderful hosts, finished 10th, and the team from France were 12th. Both teams have new head coaches, and in looking at yesterday's action, believe that this is the game that one can knock off the other and try to stay amongst the other teams within the group here in Košice. So expect for the French to kind of really get after things. They're a hardworking team, and the Danes, they like to defend, and they try to test the patience of the opposition.
Pair of veteran goaltenders through the tournament for each country. There's a look at Sebastian Dam in his 8th World Hockey Championship in the Denmark goal, and equally so, Florian Hardy, favorite among the French, occupying the net for Team France in his 9th World Hockey Championship. As the 2 teams go head-to-head, the referees Jeremy Tuff from the USA and Alexi Rantola from Finland, linesmen Dmitry Golyak and Yuri Ondrachek. Played back into the Danish zone. Up ice, Nick Jensen slides one towards the France net, ends up in the far corner. Manabian couldn't get a stick on it. Danes work it back up the zone. Pretty close at that line there for Berton. Nick Jensen picks it back up. One of the few Danes with NHL experience under his belt, although playing in Finland right now in the KHL. Shot from a bad angle, kicked away by the right pad of Hardy. It'll be spun up ice. Perret dishes off, slap shot, sticked away, and that'll end up coming all the way back down the length of the ice. And so, feeling out process has begun between Denmark and France.
It certainly has, and the French will like to get the puck right up and use their speed in against the Danish team, who kind of like to regroup, cycle, and come up as a group.
Alexander Texier, who plied his trade with the Columbus Blue Jackets, wearing 63 for France. Part of the playoff run that just finished. And back in action here as Hardy makes another stop, another easy save off a little backhand chip from the corner. And speaking of chip, things get chippy early in this hockey game.
Just an offering towards the goaltender, Florian Hardy. Cal Bodker pleading his case after the French tender was able to keep the puck. We saw some of the energy in the building by the Slovakian crowd last night, bringing their team to victory over the United States. And I wonder if there's going to be some tension in this building in this game.
Jesper Jensen for Denmark to take the draw, and Clairot for France will win it back. Hekafoil just it over. Played to Gallet. Gallet stretches it out. That one missed everybody. Ends up as an icing against the French. They'll come all the way back.
You're going to hear Hekafoil's name quite a lot in the hockey game. He's a guy that played in France for Bullhouse, the captain. Led his team in scoring. You don't get a lot of that from defensemen over in Europe to lead their team. Usually it's the imports to do all the heavy lifting.
Clairot, another draw win in the French zone. The captain, Fleury, on the far side boards, couldn't get it out. Held in by the Danes. Nicholas B. Jensen turns it deep for it. Hardy didn't know where that puck was. He left it behind his net, and the French goaltender thanking his lucky stars that the right jersey color had it. He was looking the wrong way.
One of the things we've seen in this building so far, any shot that misses the net directly bounces off the boards and you don't know where it's going to end up. Some of the goaltenders have been having difficulty finding the puck after it goes past them.
Valier sent it deep, comes back out against Team France. Jammed up on the far side boards right in front of that Danish bench. No white jerseys going in the wrong door so far. Hardy casually out. One hand on the goal stick, couldn't stop that puck from coming in. Denmark with it. Moved out by Poulsen. Ends up in the far side zone of the French end, and Valier will get it out to center. France trying to complete a quick change. Danes trying to catch him here. Drop back, and an early whistle after the puck goes in, and they will blow that one down. Danes thought they had an argument, but that whistle was clearly ahead of the puck going in.
And there's a conversation now by the referees trying to figure out if in fact the puck was on its way towards the net as the whistle went. Let's see, Jesper Jensen Obo, who's going to get a ton of ice time, did last year for the Danes. A stretch pass fails, and then Olesen drops it off. It goes right towards the net, and it's a backhand offering.
So that was the change, and the late change creates a penalty against France, but I think Denmark may have an argument here.
Because they believe the French team never had full control of the puck. They will get the first man advantage, pardon me. Sacha Trey will serve the penalty, and the Danes will go on the power play. They were 8 for 24 in last year's tournament.
Early goal from Switzerland as Kevin Fiala scores 70 seconds in. Take a 1-0 lead over Italy in Bratislava. As back, Mike Johnson with the call. In Group B, thought there was an early goal in this one, but the Danes will have their opportunity on the power play. Marcus Lordsson sent it over far side. Danes will work it around on the outside. Comes to Lars Eller. Prized possession of this Denmark squad. Stanley Cup winner, of course, for the Washington Capitals a year ago. So consistent in the National Hockey League. And he'll quarterback the power play from the sideboards for the Danes.
He really does just mold that checking centerman idea in the NHL, but here they're going to rely on his offense.
Eller feeds it in front. Hardy down early. Goes right behind him between the French goaltender and the post, out in front, and the Danes just can't capitalize. That's an opportunity missed.
Bouncing puck on the blocker side, and they had 2 chances at it.
Eller again, near side, takes a look. As Lordsson at the point, goes down deep instead. Jesper Jensen. And picked off by Perret. That is a welcome sight for Team France, who able to roll that one down and head to the bench, get some fresh legs out there on the penalty kill. Denmark taking their time here. With under a minute to go in the power play, there is not a whole lot of sense of urgency at the moment. Trying to change that, well maybe not. Jesper Jensen Obo dropped it back. Now Bodker coming in. Another National Hockey League name attached to the Danes. The Ottawa Senators. Free puck trying to steal it and send it down with Shakich-Vili. He couldn't for Team France, but Bertrand will find the successful route out, and Sebastian Dan gets a piece of it as Denmark reloads.
They couldn't execute their breakout properly, and Bodker just didn't get into the zone deep enough to buy himself more space.
Jesper Jensen Obo sifting into the corner, wraps it around. And now the French might have a 2-on-1 shorthanded. It'll be thrown out in front, trying to jam it in at the side door, and unable to do that was Leclerc. As Dam decides he'll cover up, that'll do it for the penalty kill as Sacha Trey escapes the box, and boy, Leclerc was close on that one, Dave.
Well, this was just being right heavy on the puck, and Peter Valet was able to get it out front. You see it just bounce off the stick. Leclerc didn't really get a good push towards the goaltender. There's the Danish chance where Fleury just, or pardon me, Storm finds himself way too close and stick handles himself away from a scoring chance.
So Denmark thought they'd found the back of the net. That was waved off due to an early whistle, and their power play didn't do much, but Danes have controlled the possession, obviously. See if the French can pick up anything now that they have a successful penalty kill. Clairot couldn't escape his zone. There is Oliver Lauritsen. Attempted center actually clears the French zone. One half of the Lauritsen brothers as part of the Denmark D.
And sometimes they play together, Marcus and Oliver. Oliver, the 30-year-old, who's pretty physical when he gets the opportunity.
Don Malka stepped up physically on Nick Jensen. Jensen gonna bring it out of the corner for Denmark off a skate, handled coolly there by Gallet. And Texier will find some room. Texier on the right wing side snaps one, and a blocker stop by Dam, turning that one away.
A couple of times now the French have been able to zip into the zone along the right wing, but their shots are missing the net, and they have to start from their own end again. The puck just rings all the way around.
Trey couldn't keep that puck in. Hackefoot moves it back for France. Heckefoil in his 13th World Hockey Championship. A lot of the same names repeat themselves for these two countries year after year.
He is the only player that was with the French national team when they were in the Division 1A and were moved up to the World Championship. They won their way there, and he's been here ever since.
Shakich-Vili fired that one towards the goal off the stick of Lassen, backing up, defended well, and that one won't reach the net of Sebastian Dan. Lassen to Bow, he's hit hard on the near side as stealing the puck to boot. The French able to get that one to the net. And Bow is no small customer.
No, and Shakich-Vili used the opportunity to see if he can't get some physical play amongst himself and his teammates. There's Bow, and then Bow. He was injured last year, the second game of the tournament against the United States. Broken ribs, ruptured spleen, missed the entire hockey season this past season, but healthy enough to join his Danish team here in Košice.
Thoreau could win the draw. French try and keep it in. Opportunity for Denmark moving out. Here's Meyer. Curls up on the near side boards. Sends one down low for Jesper Jensen. Bow picks it up. Denmark around the circle, and wow, off the top of the net. That gets past Hardy, but not into the net behind him. Danes picking it up here as we approach the halfway point of the first in a scoreless tie. Lauritsen backing up with it. Zips one in. Hardy decides to let that one go after already starting out after it. Leclerc, he had a good opportunity shorthanded for the French.
Certainly did. Now the Danes didn't do much with their power play, but it's given them some life. They're controlling play. It's something that the French are going to have to counter.
Gallet stretches it out to Valier, but that's offside. Opportunities for both teams early, but still a scoreless tie. Steel Arena filled early today. First of 3 on the docket. France and Denmark without a goal to show for their efforts so far. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson with you. Danes have owned the bulk of the puck possession, including through a power play. France's best chance has come shorthanded. Leclerc knocked down, back to his skates. Freed up by Gallet, out through center. Claro, whoa, look out. Bozon, Philippe Bozon had to duck. And so did the rest of the Danes.
Well, the French like to get moving up ice in a hurry and indirect off the wall to help with a forecheck. There's the coach, Philippe Bozon, father of Tim Bozon. Philippe and I were teammates in Germany for a handful of years, won some championships together. The first French-trained player to go over and play in the NHL.
Storm shakes off a couple of checks, has Jensen at the side door. He was knocked down. Back to the line, Lordson. Across. Slap shot doesn't make its way to Hardy, just wide of that goal off the stick of Marcus Lordson. Sasha Trey finds a loose puck and will go off the glass and out. As the Lordson brothers do get paired together here. Oliver Lordson, far corner. He's a former Philadelphia Flyer. As the play comes to a halt in the Danish zone.
That was a heavy check along the glass and dislodged that a touch. We've seen more heavy hitting by the French, but they've been trying to chase mostly in their own zone. Heinz Ehlers, the coach for the Danish national team. Word was his son Nikolai was going to play here at the tournament, but he ended up blocking a shot in the playoffs. That was in game 5 for the Winnipeg Jets, a Colton Parayko offering that allowed him to play in game 6, but just wasn't able to tough it out and be here. Trey just getting a little bit of momentum on Lordson, and so that'll slow things down.
These two countries were the last two host countries prior to getting here to Slovakia. Go back to last year in 2018, it was Herning and Copenhagen in Denmark, and the Danes were using some of that energy throughout the tournament. Started with a win over Germany, and at the time a win over Finland, who were just dominating the group, and that felt like it might push the Danes into the medal rounds, and they were also close. Latvia kind of shut them out, literally, I suppose, with a 1-0 victory to end their tournament hopes. And prior to that, it was Paris and Cologne as dual hosts, and the French got on a bit of a roll, and we've seen that happen with tournament hosts, and just as recently as yesterday, Slovakia feeding off the energy in this building to take a surprising win over Team USA.
4-1, the Slovaks, who have been bolstered by some NHL players. And here in Denmark, this Danish team has been up at the top level since 2003. Their best finish has been 8th. They've done that twice in 2010 and 2016. But you go back to last year, and the roof just came off the building in Herning when they beat the Germans in that opening game in a shootout. Were shut out against the United States. And then Dom played against Canada last year, the goaltender for the Danes. It was Fredrik Andersen's tournament, but Dom had an opportunity. Canada won that game 7-1, and then that 3-2 win against the Finns. And then they started thinking that there could be some more hockey after the preliminary round for the Danes, as they are still trying to get the crew to get the plexiglass in place. You can see the...
I think they have two problems, Dave, which is not good. They have a crack or a separation in the binding agent, if you will, the stanchion, and then they have the glass that's also pushed back. So they have their work cut out for them here in Košice. And I wouldn't be surprised if even the arena staff are moving a little bit slow. This building was rocking yesterday, and it went well into the night after a big 4-1 win over Team USA, who, Dave, were considered one of the tournament favorites, and I think still are, but when you think of the powerhouse United States club that they were icing, with Patrick Kane coming over as captain again, boy, the Slovakian group just really brought this tournament to life, and they'll play this evening, game you can catch on the network against Finland.
It's a situation where these national teams are able to stay together and practice, play some prelim games before their NHL brethren come to join. But the United States team, the Canadian team, they don't have that opportunity. They're cobbling guys together, finding a place to do their training. As the Canadians had an exhibition game in Vienna, the United States played a game in Mannheim, and both of those teams just didn't seem to click. The Canadians obviously losing the opener against Finland, and then the Slovaks basically outworking the United States and taking that win.
You talk about Mannheim, and you're no stranger to international European play.
Well, behind the benches, I mentioned Philippe Bozon, my winger, as a matter of fact, another French national player, Christian Pouget. That was my flanks. Bozon plays a lot like Yari Curry, if you could say. Our team won a lot of championships together in Mannheim, 4 and 5 years. Pouget was more like Glenn Anderson, go to the net, a little bit wild, you didn't know what was going to happen. And
okay, so that leaves one guy.
I was the guy in the middle.
You were the Gretzky of the line.
I did not wear 99.
Very humble of you.
I did wear 11 though. And so I count Bozon as a friend, and then behind the Danish bench, you can see the Danes having some fun here, was Heinz Ehlers. He played in Berlin for the Berlin Capitals of the DEL. He was an adversary, didn't have the natural puck skills like his son Nikolai, but if you tried to be fancy around Heinz Ehlers, he would strip you of the puck and go the other way, and you could barely outwork him. So both these coaches have long hockey playing careers and have played for their national teams, but this slowdown in the hockey game doesn't really benefit either side. It may give the French a bit of an edge because they were under siege a little bit after taking the game's first penalty, and Denmark has kind of latched on to something.
You had a terrific career in Germany, certainly, and I lean on you for a lot of things, not only your insight and your analysis, but also just running into cool people. We walk down to, it seems like every tournament, we're rubbing shoulders with hockey greatness, and you are the in. We had that happen this morning on the way to the rink as well.
More fellow teammates from my days in Mannheim. The Adler in the DEL won the championship again this season. The coach Pavel Gross, who was our captain back in Mannheim in the late 90s, early 2000s, and Mike Pellegrims, the assistant coach. They're here scouting some players, watching some of their own players play for Team Germany, who will take on Britain later here in Slovakia.
Okay, they've got the glass situation figured out.
And I'm out of my German stories, so here we go.
Danes, who did have a lot of the energy, trying to reignite that. Jensen stick up there on the near side boards against Texier, and Denmark will go right back to the box.
This could turn things just a little bit, the long delay. And now the French get their first opportunity with the man advantage. Heinz Ehlers not too impressed. Jensen tries to knock around and go, and he doesn't quite lift the stick. It goes right up into the face of Texier.
So we've had a look at the power play for Denmark. Now power play for Team France, who scoreless ties. We creep closer to the halfway point of period number 1. Oliver Lawrenson had the puck. He was leaned on just a bit. That's enough to give France the possession back. Clairot in between gears there, lets it go. French work it back to the line. Bozon hands it over. Hecafoil shot tipped in front. Dam stretches out, loose puck. They score! Banging it in is Bertrand on the side door, and France leads 1-0.
A shot in the arm for sure, as the French capitalize. That's just 22 seconds in with the man advantage. They gain control, assemble it at the blue line, simple pass across into the middle, shot with lots of traffic. Dom just moves to his right too far, and there's that open puck for Bertrand to jam in. As the referees gather to have a conversation, right in the crease is Clairot. He's being tackled by a couple of Danish defensemen. And Charles Bertrand finds this loose puck. Dam was helpless to get over. Goaltender stuck on the right side. This one will count. 1-0 France. Allez, les Bleus.
Charles Bertrand opens the scoring for France. We'll see if that swings some momentum in their favor. Ritz inside his own zone. Swats that one ahead. Picking it up, Perret will turn in. Perret takes a look, skates deep, curls back. Perret down low. Centering feed, comes back to the line. That just missed. Awkward redirection there as Perret almost had it hit him and bounce in. Danes will chip in and execute a change. Peter Regan, veteran, former NHLer in his own right. Along with Mikkel Bodker trying to answer back for the goal that the Danes have just allowed. This one will be whistled down as France, off the power of Bertrand, lead 1-0.
Well, normally it's a hit that gains energy for you, the scramble in front of the net that Bertrand was able to pounce on, but in this instance, it was a hit that dislodged the glass that just quelled the game. And it's like a free timeout for Philippe Lauzon and his French team. They capitalize on the power play and see if they can protect that lead.
Danes control off the draw. Shot gets muffled and then steered wide of the goal. Danes pick it up though. Bow. Around behind that French net. Back to the line. Snapshot off the mask of Hardy. Second one he's taken off of the bucket today already. And that'll be executed and ushered down the ice by the French.
Let's check in with the goaltender, Hardy, who was standing his ground. The Danes will use a lot of interchange and cycle. And that puck pops out to the slot. With a hard shot on net. Nicholas Jensen, as Hardy gathers himself, takes his time, and another defensive zone draw for the French.
Lars Eller against Ritz. Ritz will win it back for France. Slapped around by Menavion. Ends up on the far side boards, but kicks back to Genil. Genil off the glass, up and out. And that'll bring a stoppage. France leading 1-0 early over Denmark. France up 1-0 over Denmark at Steel Arena in Košice, thanks to that man, Charles Bertrand. And Elliot Bertrand off the draw, spins it back into the French zone. In from the line. Jesper Jensen Abo gave it up though. Leclerc hustling down the near side wall will drift one over. No helping hand in a French jersey, but now a steal. Almost led to a Valier opportunity. Denmark gets the clear, they'll go for a change.
French would like to get the puck right up. They're going to just do the same situation, change, but they like to hang their wingers way up high and just fire the puck up like that.
Hit a stick on the way in, no icing, so Marcus Lordson has to move quickly. Heard the footsteps, Sasha Trey able to get to that puck off a Steal for Team France, but he'll turn it right back. This time Oliver Lordson up the far boards. Again near the bench. I think it did hit a glove, and so they'll blow it dead.
Trey is such a difficult man to guard against. He was the one with a heavy hit that dislodged the glass. Played with his brother York. Trey. Sasha is one of these guys that if he's got you locked in, you're going to feel it.
.243 NHL games for Peter Regan, the captain of this Denmark team. I think they have more weapons on paper anyway than Team France, but it's an early important goal therefore. And obviously for the French to play with the lead. Slapped in. Marcus Lordson. Far side battle. Gallet has his man pinned. Now comes back to the line and a drive by Lordson. Blockered away by Hardy. Didn't know if there was a rebound dropping in, but it goes into the netting behind him.
It's Oliver Lordson, and he can really shoot the puck. Played some time in the NHL between 2012 and 2014 with the Philadelphia Flyers. 16 games, a couple of goals. It's his 7th tournament representing Denmark at the highest level. A lot of defensive zone face-offs by the French. They've won their fair share. They try to execute a breakout to get the puck right out of the zone.
Yeah, Texier won it, and now they'll give chase. Anthony Reck in on the forecheck. Dane's able to persevere through it. Lassen slaps it ahead. Jesper Jensen doubles back to his own zone. Still a collection of Jensens. And one Jensen on this Denmark team. Jesper Jensen sliding heavily into the end board. Sasha Trey, wobbling puck. Saw a hit coming from Bow, moved it up. Olivier Dom Malka, who has roots to Montreal, Quebec. Slows it down in behind that French net. Tipped on the way in by Perret. Denmark will get to it first though. Moving it right along the far side boards. Then slapping on the brakes was Nick Jensen. Boy, the Danes really like to set it up, don't they?
They do, and when they're forced to pass from board to board, that's where the French feel they can get in the middle of those passes, slow things down.
Jakic-Vili finds the goal scorer, Bertrand. In, but not deep for the French to control, and the Danes will start over again. Jensen, end of his shift, snaps one into the French zone. Eller, hoping it would come to him from behind the goal. Unable to connect on that occasion. France stretch one out, Leclerc missed it. That'll ripple all the way down the ice, not icing. Lordson, quick pass ahead, finding Nick Olesen. Olesen for Denmark. And the possessor just continues to exchange hands here. Doesn't seem like the Danes are too concerned about a 1-0 deficit. Doesn't seem like the French are too overly anxious about having simply a 1-0 lead. Slapper for the line by Dom Malka goes wide. But Avian missed it. 2-on-1 for the Danes. Here's Bodker right side, wants to go back, stops, now shoots and sliding over with the stick. At the last second was Valier to help deflect that one up and out.
Well, the two guys you'd want to have on a 2-on-1, Mikkel Bodker and Peter Regan. As a shot goes around the boards, it's deflected for this man advantage coming down the ice. Bodker waits, has the French defender sacrifice and go down. But this pass just does not connect. The puck is rolling and deflects on the back check.
Might have saved an equaling goal there. Again, another puck in the bench.
And
just
again, another
over top.
so again another defensive zone face-off. If the French are going to continue, and they will, getting the puck and firing it all the way up to middle ice and tip and go, they're going to need somebody else already on their way to help with the forecheck, or they'll just be chasing, and the Danes will usher the puck on out.
Claro digs in, wins this one. Gallet finds an opening and a taker at center. Put towards the goal, Dam, missed on the short side. Back around, the French will set up near corner. Clairot behind the net. Played back to the line. And a shot from Heckefoil, deflects up and out. French clinging to a 1-0 lead. Danes made a close try.
Bratislava je stále stretnutie medzi Švajčiarskom a Talianskom 3-0.
Everyone feeling good. Steel Arena, Košice, Slovakia, Denmark, and France today in Group A play, and the French with a 1-0 lead. Denmark trying to change that, nearly did on a 2-on-1. See if this rush proves different as Jensen snaps one off the right shoulder of Hardy, who likes to go down, that time able to get the right arm up. Eller spreads it out, far point. Jesper Jensen Obo couldn't get a shot through, ends up behind the goal. Storm for Denmark. Stripped of the puck. French trying to move that one up and out. Texier down the left wing side, takes a look. Skates back to the line. Pressured from behind by Brugesser. Puck freed up. Nick Jensen just wants to slide that one out, successful. And the Danes will change. Storm trying to send the next wave in for Denmark. Puck just rolls ahead of the open man Olesen. Right back into the Denmark zone. Under 5 to go in the first. French leading off a goal from Bertrand. Hardy handles an easy dump in. Played to the far side boards by Manavian. And now Janil defending. Olesen chugs it up the boards. Jakobsen was there. Denmark just holds the line. Deflects on, and scooping it up with the left hand is Hardy.
Lost puck battle at the blue line as the French are trying to exit the zone, and then they're caught. Navion was the one defender back. He does a good job of tying up the stick. As earlier, Nicholas Jensen cuts to his forehand, the left-hand shot going for the blocker side, and off the shoulder of Hardy, who's seen more action than Sebastian Dom in the other end. Shots 9-3.
Bertrand. 2 cracks at getting that puck out the other way, and now a third French turnover nearly results in a shot on goal, but just able to get the stick back in time and defend is Heckefoil. Oliver Lordson, cross ice. Moving that up for Denmark. Another deflection into that French bench.
Stop and start action. And Heinz Ehlers, the coach, is trying to implore his guys to go up the ice with the puck, not across. Ehlers takes over as a first-time head coach for Denmark. Here was the assistant coach last season. Yanni Carlson was the bench boss for 5 straight years.
Dom Malka helps send one deep into the Danish zone. France pursuing. Denmark swings the other way. Bow in on the right wing side, creates some room. Puts the arm out, cuts him behind the goal. Bow centers. French were there protecting the home plate, if you will. It'll be Swan ahead. Wrist shot goes off a shin pad, deflects over the Danish netminder Dam, right back to the line. Bouncing puck held in. Dom Malka sifts one over. Didio Balsamo. Now on the far side, Denmark gets it back. At times, they pick up the pace. At times, they're so calculated. It's set up like a chess match.
Very much so. I think the French are having some difficulty when they get in the offensive zone, just hitting the net. A lot of shots getting deflected wide and ricocheting out.
Danes will pick up another penalty here. Nick Jensen thought it was going to go the other way. And with Hardy to the bench, French have the extra attacker on. Denmark now touching up, and so it was a power play goal that pushed the French to a 1-0 lead. They'll have their second opportunity.
Jensen guilty of the hook. He was guilty of the high stick that the French were able to capitalize on. Trying to get out of the zone, and there's the reach in. Just upends his man a little bit, then loses control. He thought perhaps he was the one that was interfered with. And there's the reaction.
France would love to make the most of this opportunity late in the first and have the Danes really thinking what happened after the opening 20 minutes in this hockey game. Texier.
Two errant stick penalties for Jensen, both near the blue line in the offensive zone.
Fleury on his pass back. A little too high for Shakiachvili. Shakiachvili picks it up for Team France. Backhands it to the line, now stepping over. Sacha Trey will rip one around to the far boards. Leclerc got the stop. Moved it to Fleury, the French captain, again at the line. Texier running things on the power play for France. Fleury, slap shot off of a shin pad in front. Trey battling for it and couldn't get the shot on goal.
Almost reminiscent of their goal that they scored, a puck rattling around in front of the goaltender, Dom, who is hoping his team can find it. They do send it down the ice.
Texier wiggles his way into the Denmark zone. Tim Bozan back to the line. Heckefoil across. Gallet. Now Bozan down low. Again to Heckefoil, but chip past him. Race for it here. The Danes coming up, and Madsen to the goal, shorthanded, draws a penalty, nearly banked it in off of Hardy. And the French fortunate.
Foot race won by Morten Madsen. He gets his stick in the passing lane and is able to scoot down and tries to fend off Heckefoil, who was almost guilty of impeding enough that there'd be a penalty shot call. That's not the case. 4-on-4 for 27 seconds. Hardy stays with things. The puck, though, just spurts back to him. He's alert to put the glove on it.
I was thinking the exact same thing, that maybe he'll be pointing back to center. But that will certainly negate the opportunity on the French power play. Just over a minute left in period number one. France leading 1-0. That close on the second effort by Madsen to making the most of getting behind the defenders. Little 4-on-4, Storm finds some room, drags and tries a shot. That stays wide. Storm again, out in front, one pot stop, two saves. The third, Storm scores!
The perseverance of Frederick Storm. A little bit more open ice with the 4-on-4. He wanted to cut to the net early, does so. Sticks with it, gets it back, continues his path. Everyone thinks he's going around the net. Instead, he comes out front. Third chance is in. It almost looks like the French defenseman got his stick on his own goaltender's pad. As Storm goes on the backhand, it's going off the left toe, and you see right there, Leclerc is trying to help out, but instead his stick is off the toe of the goaltender Hardy, who's down and somewhat helpless. That puck just gets over the line, 1-1 score.
Denmark during 4-on-4 play have found a way to tie it up. Nick Jensen out of the box, brief power play at the end of this first period. All of a sudden, Denmark within shouting range of changing the course of this hockey game. Lars Eller with 30 seconds left on the clock. Takes his time, Eller. Now Lordson tipped in front by Storm, looking for his second in short order.
He had 2 goals last year at the World Championship, both on the power play.
Eller with 17 seconds to go in the period. To Lordson, back to the far side on the power play. Jensen doesn't shoot, swings down low. Cross crease pass for Eller, broken up. Lordson pummels one, he scores! Marcus Lordson! And the Danes have come all the way back to lead the game.
Just before time runs out in this first period, the French are guilty of giving back what they gained in the opening frame. Things are stationary for a while. Nicholas Jensen moves out front. It's a saucer pass that deflects off a French defender, and that allows Marcus Lordson to take a run up into the slap shot. Hardy is trying to find it past some legs. It's just over the right pad, and that's, when you talk about shooting low blocker, that's what it looks like. 2-1 Denmark.
Lifting the spirits of Denmark is Marcus Lordson. And in under a minute, the Danes strike for 2 goals and lead 2-1 after the first.
Well, they were a better team earlier, and then the delay allowed the French to capitalize on the power play, but that first period was more Denmark than anything else.
Had to wait almost 19 minutes for lots of excitement, but it's heating up in Košice.
The score after the first period, Denmark 2, France 1.
There's no goal on the play. 289, France.
Skok číslo 17, Niklas Jensen, menší útrest hrám so zbytnou hokejkou. Čas 8:34. Assisted by number 9.
To be your best, start every day with a charge of confidence. Try new Nivea shaving gel and aftershave balm for sensitive skin. Number 1 against irritation. Nivea Men.
Skok číslo 17, Niklas Jensen, menší útrest hrám so zbytnou hokejkou. Čas 8:34. Tým Dánsko číslo 17, Niklas Jensen, menší útrest hrám so zbytnou hokejkou. Čas 8:34. 17, Niklas Jensen, menší útrest hrám so zbytnou hokejkou. Čas 8:34. 8:34. Jensen, menší útres hrám so zdvihnutou hokejkou. Čas 8:34. Menší útres hrám so zdvihnutou hokejkou. Čas 8:34. At 18:50. Francúzsko číslo 34, Medveď, menší útres držanie. Čas 18:50. Minúta, domáce hokejky. Francúzsko číslo 34, Medveď, menší útres držanie. Čas 18:50. Minúta, domáce hokejky.
On va aller chercher cette énergie, les copains, les jambes. Good job. Faites ça bien. Allez, 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 allez.
Steel Arena in Košice, Slovakia. Group A play, the 2019 World Hockey Championship. France opened the scoring that first period. Took a while for the Danes to get going. They outshoot the French 13-4. They find a pair of goals in under a minute in the final minute of that period to try to carry that over here in the second.
The Danes started well, and then there was a hold-up in play because of broken glass. 5-7 minute delay. Then the French got their power play marker. Maybe the delay between periods now will reignite the French and they can get going because they were outplayed in that first period.
Texier wins the opening draw of the second. Storm, who had a goal and an assist in that opening period. 2-point night for him already.
And 3 shots, and he was a determined player. Has played in Malmo for 7 straight seasons. This is his 9th consecutive World Championship for Denmark.
Eller carries across the line, doubles back, leaves for Storm down the left wing side. Dekes away from one, cuts back, swings to the near point. Lauritsen shot, just about tipped in by Nick Jensen. Lauritsen had that second goal to complete the 2 goals in 50 seconds for Denmark in that final minute of the first.
Both the Lauritsen brothers can pound the puck from the blue line.
France up ice quickly. Dom Malka can't cut through a maze of players. Scrap heap spills into the corner. 4 are caught as the play goes the other way, and a slap shot rising in on Hardy as he cradles it against the logo.
Strange play up ice. Allows for a stretch pass, and Morten Madsen with the slapper off the wing. Assistant captain for the Danes. So he's allowed some space, top of the circle. And we've seen Denmark try to go upstairs. Hardy, better timing there, getting it off the shoulder.
Peter Regan leans in for Denmark. Scrambled draw. Bertrand gets to it first. French will rapidly move the play up ice. Bertrand couldn't connect for that cleanly in the corner. Comes close to the line. Denmark trying to get out of their own zone. Chasing it back down low. Jesper Jensen Obo. Perret a steal for France. Perret leaned on by Regan. Perseveres protecting that puck. Perret right back into the thick of things. Drops it off and a shot to the goal from Bertrand. Kicked aside by the right pad of Sebastian Dam. Perret again tests Dam. Shoulder down stop. Back to the line. Shakiachvili unloads. Glove stop Dam. Pushing out authoritatively with that left hand.
That will help out the Danes as they got stationary in their own zone. Some really quick feet from the 2 French forwards who are trying to make things happen in the offensive zone. Ritz was the centerman trying to see if he can't screen the goaltender.
And the Danes entering this period with the 2 goals in 50 seconds to end the first, and are hoping they can surge ahead here. Another puck into the bench. Seen a lot of that early today. Can't relax and take a drink anymore.
Seems like the Danes want to go after those pucks along the wall and then do what they can to elevate it out, but the long benches and no glass ends up souvenir time for both teams and coaching staff.
Clairot has the puck go underneath him, nearly sat on it. France had the possession. Bozon was moving in for the line, didn't get it clean. Oh, nearly a costly turnover in the French zone, but France able to survive that. Whisked ahead, Fleury deflects one in, off the backboards, and Dam just watched it bounce towards him as he was looking at his own empty net.
Just swatted it away.
Sebastian Dam with nerves of steel. Puck skips on Hardy, an equally awkward play, and both goaltenders getting used to this building here, Steel Arena in Košice.
2 different ways to handle a long dump in. Dam thinks, I've got some time. It's not going to bother me if I just put it in the corner. And Florian Hardy, 34-year-old who played in Angers, was their starter, got 40 games in this past season. He gets the stoppage of play.
Jesper Jensen wins it back to Jesper Jensen Obo. His shot ripples around the glass, ends up at the far side of the French zone. Shakiachvili policing his own end. France on the wrong side of the puck right now. Denmark trying to take advantage. Held in by Meyer. Now 3 Frenchmen move away. Valier trying to thread one through. Jesper Jensen Obo cut off that passing route. Free puck, Jesper Jensen. The forward in deep in his own zone, plays it to Bow, and he'll get just enough to execute the line change. France out of their own zone. Renavion On the tape at center for Texier. Skates in, shoots off a stick of Oliver Lordson, backing up, deflected it wide past his goaltender, Dam. France coming on a bit here. Navion again activated in from the line. Denmark trying to get that puck out, catch their breath a little bit, but Navion holds it in. Now to Sacha Trey, a rising shot. Dam standing, didn't have to make a save with that left shoulder. France continuing to keep possession. Oh, a little between the legs move. Texier to himself shoots, and that's turned aside by Dam.
Dam was able to see that all the way. Trey just moved out of that shooting lane, but that was a nifty play. He stopped the puck, put it between his legs, and then quick wrister towards the goalie.
Nick Jensen, waters parted, found the middle, fired the shot wide off the back glass in the French zone. Worked up to Sacha Trey. He'll deposit it to center. France will try to hustle up a change here. Long slapper, Dom Malka scores! Dom Malka from center ties the game on a goal Dam can't believe beat him.
Earlier we saw Dam casual with swatting a puck that went off the backboards near his blue paint into the corner. This one, he's in front of it, he gets down, but it goes underneath and through him. Now Malka just wants to get it deep hard. And the goaltender isn't quick enough to get his stick in front of that shot. The old 100-footer, and it's 2-2.
And we've got a hockey game again, all of a sudden. We mentioned Dam as an experienced veteran in this tournament. His 8th World Hockey Championship. Has plenty of North American experience as well, and if he wasn't nervous handling the puck before, well, he might be now. See how the Danes respond, trying to get one back. Madsen to the goal, and Hardy finds a way to stay in front of it.
That's a big stop right there.
Set up for Bodker, left circle. Puck knocked off his stick. Long drifting shot into Hardy, pushed out to his right. Able to stop that, couldn't corral the rebound. Denmark right back on it. Nicholas B. Jensen, and a wraparound try right through the goal crease. France able to ease things for a moment, get it up to center, and Danes will skate all the way back with it.
Normally an ugly goal like that energizes the team that scores and deflates the other one, but the Danes take that bad goal and try to see if they can't equalize very quickly.
Olesen. So Jesper Jensen-Obo missed the net again. A couple of shots go wide from Obo. Just can't hit the right chords. France. Out through center, Clairot had the puck go behind him. Fleury carries in, nice deep move between the legs. Fleury to the net, shoots, stopped by the left pad of Dam.
Fleury is going to try to drive to the net. He tried to sneak it through the goaltender, and why not? The last one went right through him, but nifty stick handling for Fleury. But the Danes recover.
Slowing it down, Jesper Jensen-Obo. One of the many that play in the KHL for Jokerit in Finland.
That team finished 9th in the standings.
Captain here, Peter Regan for Denmark, is the captain there as well. Jesper Jensen tips it, but from the wrong side of center. Thought that was going to hold up as an icing, but Shakichvili made it back, and they negate it. Marcus Lordsson has a goal in this hockey game. Danish defenseman goes back to his brother, Oliver. Rattled around, puck angled awkwardly off the stick at center. In is Valier, but offside goes the play. A hope and a prayer has worked for the French. They tied it up. France, the benefactor of a center ice goal. Olivier Damonca, the bearded one of the many on that French side, able to sneak one through the wickets of Sebastian Dam.
The goaltender has to shake that off, as it really did change the complexion of the game. The French were defending a lot. It was almost one of those slap shots from center to just get it in, and it goes in.
Tied at 2s, not yet halfway through period number 2. Lordson heard the footsteps. Reck was behind him. Couldn't shake the tree for a turnover. Marcus Lordson to Oliver Lordson. Lars Eller to Nick Jensen. Bouncing puck across the French line, comes back to Jensen, shoots off a stick. Hardy didn't see that until it hit the glass behind him. Denmark circling the wagons. Left pad stop on the trapper post by Hardy. Rebounds continue to come off him though. France has been pretty good at nullifying any second chances. Room to skate for Alexandre Taxier in front, trying to find the man Bertrand, and that pass was waist high, didn't connect. Now Bodker spun behind the D. Bodker to the net, stopped by Hardy, who stayed with the play, and will pick up a penalty on that anyway. Penalty shot. Well, what an opening here.
This will be fun. Bodker hiding behind everybody, driving to the net, the stick in the hands, and 1 versus 1.
After a fluky goal by the French tied it, what a way by Denmark to try and restake a lead. Mikkel Bodker, 7 goals for the Ottawa Senators, and he'll take the puck at center on a penalty shot for Denmark. Bodker in on Hardy. Deeks backhander, stopped by Hardy.
Good patience by the goaltender there. We talked about his timing and when he's going down. This shot is intended to fool him, and instead he doesn't bite on the deke across the net. Bodker stops up early on the backhand, goes up on the heel on the right blade of his skate, but doesn't get the elevation on the backhand. The French have been kind of surviving this second period. Maybe they'll build off of this.
Well, Bodker certainly had a path to the net. Bit of a surprise penalty shot, but Bodker can't make good. Stays a 2-2 tie. Mikkel Bodker with the puck. Bodker needing some help in front of that Team France bench. Reck able to send it back for France. Drifting into the near side. Bertrand on it. Rest of his mates are changing. Denmark trying to use that to their advantage, although they slow it up again. Peter Regan sends it over. Larson rips one deep. Denmark changing. Puck comes towards their bench. Larson again from center will shovel one in, and he'll go to the bench for a change.
That was a scrambled change, and the puck came right towards the bench for the Danes. You had players just slinging their legs back over.
Opportunity for Claro, sneaking in behind the D, drives to the net and can't get a shot away, as the reach of Lordson able to shut him down just as he was trying to pull the trigger.
Well, he didn't want to do the same thing that happened to the French defenseman and get the hook into the hands to draw a penalty shot.
Quickly ahead, Jakobsen dishes off, and Hardy, alert at the top of the crease, will suck that one up.
And an open ice hit from Damonca. But Hardy secure in the net. That fast tip-up play, Claro driving. This goes underneath the toe of his stick. There's a couple of players for the French team that can really motor. Bertrand, Claro, and of course Texier, number 63. He was the one who came into the zone, shot the puck across earlier, and that's when the Danes moved it right up ice to Bodker, who broke in, drew the penalty shot, but wasn't able to convert.
Heckefoil sends it up ice. Valier for the French follows it into the corner. Valier protecting. coming over to help out. France. Didio Balsamo. Back to the line. Reaching for it was Gallet. Now Denmark controlling. Open side of the ice for Lassen to move it. He'll reach center, just tries to turn it in deep. Boy, Denmark at times have been lacking in creativity, settling for the chip and change method here in a 2-2 tie.
Probably feel they should be ahead in this game and not tied.
Storm with the dangerous Eller in front, off the top of the net again. And that one came close as Hardy starts to sweat.
Storm has been all over this game. The puck is on top of the net beside the water bottle. Frederick Storm goes behind the net, puts it out front. Eller's being just wrestled to the ground, deflects off the defenseman Hekafoil and ends up on top of the net. And then just sits there. That close.
Do you believe in things evening out? As Hardy makes another stop. In the hockey world, the long shot from center beats Dam. That was pretty close. Top of the net against Hardy.
Evening out would have been if it had gone in. The French are kind of playing with fire here. They're comfortable at 2-2, but the Danes, you know, they've just kind of controlled things a little bit more. Halfway through the hockey game, let's see which team is able to change up the complexion of the game.
This is the dangerous line out for the Danes. Ehlert and Storm in particular, joined by Nick Jensen, have been a threatening trio for Denmark. Sasha Trey wants to keep it well out of his own zone and will knuckle that one deep to the other end. Denmark with Jensen chopping that one. On the tape to Storm, crossing the French line. Storm in deep, gets around one. Storm on the wraparound, throws it in front. Nearly bounced for Brugeson, and just could not finish that one off. Janil will give his team a change.
Dare I say a Storm surge.
Calling them jerks?
Not yet.
That one slows down on an icing call. Yeah, Storm with Eller and Jensen certainly force you to be aware out there when they're on the ice.
Well, Storm is the one that just has no quit in this game. And Eller can read things so well, the veteran centerman. And Jensen, who was drafted by the Vancouver Canucks, got some games in for them. And playing in the KHL for Jokert, he can finish when need be.
Halfway point of the second has been breached. 2-2 tie. Madsen working down the right wing side on the backhand. Threw it in front for a tip and just wide. Off the stick of the captain, Peter Regan. Jammed up in the corner. 5 deep. Breaks free to a white jersey. And France successful in getting it out to center. Perret gives it up there. And Denmark will reload from their own zone. Jesper Jensen Obo to Peter Regan. Ahead to Madsen across the line. Regan can't get to it first in the French corner. Tracking back on it. Shakichvili. Problems with it. Theory. Regan all over Theory. Nearly creating the turnover. Now the French will go back up the near side and Bozan will speed one ahead. Had one man to beat, couldn't do that. Denmark will turn it around. Olesen knocked down by the glove. Olesen looking for Jakobsen. Little cat and mouse right now.
Yeah, number 74 Theory hasn't played a lot in this game, and you can tell he's a little nervous.
Dom mishandles it, the net comes off, and Fleury thinks he scored. And he has. Fleury beats the back of the net coming off, and the French are up 3-2.
Inexplicably, they are able to come down the ice, throw one towards the goaltender, and Dam can't handle it. It'll squirt off to his left. Here's the rush into the zone. It seems like a harmless shot. Dam thought he had it. Fleury continues to the net. He gets it in before it's pushed off. Nicholas Jensen believing that if he gets it off before the puck's in, perhaps they will call no goal. But the captain for the French is able to deposit that shaky rebound. 2 times now we've seen Dom kind of flub something that would seem stoppable. And 7:39 on the clock, 3-2 for the French.
French captain Fleury sneaks it in, and this has been a bizarre hockey game at times. Sebastian Dam in the spotlight right now. Things are not going his way.
You asked me earlier if I thought that goal from center ice was going to rattle him. He made a couple of saves, but they haven't been with confidence. And this should be in his glove. The play should be over. Instead, when Tim Bozon is able to snap that puck towards the left side of the goalie, Fleury just follows up with it, and he's got a cage and puts it in.
Berton wins a draw. Gallet. As the French start to feel the good vibes. Valier coughed it up though. Jesper Jensen leads the charge for the Danes back in. Knuckler to the net, knocked away as Gallet came all the way back. Nekafoylindi. Now to Valier, off his stick. Right into Oliver Lordson. Dangerous plays. Lordson was able to get back up and brace himself before sliding into the sideboard. Skipper into the glove and right back out as Hardy catches and releases.
Well, normally you would see the French kind of slow things down. He'd hold on to it, but instead he knows his team's fortunate with how this game is going. There's a penalty behind the play.
It's a little early for a full moon, but we've seen some odd goals in Košice. Everything going France's way in the middle of the second period, and it continues as we get deeper. They go back to the power play, and Nick Jensen back in the box again.
It's a too many men on the ice call for Denmark. Nicholas Jensen's been in the box twice. One was a high sticking call, the other was a hook. This time the coach puts him over there to serve this bench minor. If France can capitalize again, we've seen power play goals, a 4-on-4 goal.
Storm out there on the kill for Denmark. He is ever dangerous, so is Lars Eller. France need to remind themselves about who they're playing up against. France in on the power play. Drag wrister by Bozon, deflects off a stick. Stefan Lassen fights through a couple of slashes, backhands one all the way down the ice. Hardy will play it dangerously as Eller nearly stolen one in. Eller does find it now. Centers for Madsen and is stopped by Hardy, shorthanded. Cleaning up his own mess. Rek, one time, scores! Clairot, a power play goal, and 4-2, France in the lead.
Wonderful stop at one end and a wonderful one-timer at the other. The Danes get a shorthanded chance. And with Hardy making a timely left pad save, the French take the puck off the ice. They have a 3-on-2 from center on in. It's put across and Clairot steps into it. Dam can't get across. As the pass from Rek is right on the money. This is powered into the net. And it puts the French ahead now 4-2. And you go back to that center ice goal, and it just seems like the Danes are rattled and their goaltender isn't instilling any confidence in them whatsoever.
Second power play goal of the hockey game for France. You mentioned they lead 4-2. That's it. Third goal of this middle frame for France. And the momentum shifts just continue.
You love to have your goaltender do what Florian Hardy just did, make a big stop. And then on the other side, Dam lets one in from center ice. He can't handle a snapshot that goes off his glove, and Fleury, the captain, makes it 3-2, and then I don't think he's going to get across in time, but either way, the Danes are crumbling.
In Group B, in Bratislava, second period in the books already. Hardy sliding over to make the save. It's 6-0 Switzerland. That game on TSN1 with Dennis Weyak and Mike Johnson. Swiss leading Italy. And in this game, it's a 4-2 lead for France. French up by a pair thanks to 3 second period goals, and France back on the attack now. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson with you from Košice, Slovakia. Jesper Jensen skates it out of trouble. Passes over to find Meyer. Meyer across the line. Head up. Looking for a target. Finds Brugesser. Drifts one in behind the goal. Bow now for Denmark saves. Jesper Jensen oboe. His bullet misses on the blocker side of Hardy. Bow using those long legs. Can't catch up to it. Nearly Bertrand sprung again. He opened the scoring for France in this hockey game. And found himself in behind the D. Now pass out in front. And Texier robbed by Sebastian Dam, who needed a stop like that.
That's absolutely correct. You've got one player battling 3. Some help arrives. Texier is in that soft spot in the slot. He tries to go 5-hole. This time Dam gets the legs closed. As the Danes can ill afford to go down another goal here in the final 5 minutes of this second period. The backup goaltender for Denmark is Peter Galbraith, who plays in Denmark in the Pro League.
Nick Jensen to Storm. Looked like Eller was going to be able to save the play, but they're offside.
Well, 4 goals on 13 shots for France, and they wanted to be opportunistic in this tournament. That's not quite what they thought they were going to get into in this game. I would just continue to funnel pucks towards the net to see if Dam can hold his ground or if they're able to spring more.
Clairot, a goal and assist in the hockey game thus far. Matching the mark, turned by Frederick Storm on the other side. So a couple of players, one from each team, finding their stride early. This is the first game of the 2019 World Hockey Championship for both France and Denmark. And surprised to learn in reading about the matchup that this is only their second ever meeting. They'll redrop the puck.
Tim Bozon has a couple of helpers for the French, as well as defenseman Kevin Heckefoyle.
Storm off the draw. Knuckles a backhand over to Bodker. Bodker on the cycle, deep for Eller. Eller chased up the boards. Bodker at the line, Eller shoots, scores! What a bullet from Lars Eller to give the Danes some life.
This shot just surprised the goaltender Hardy. From near the blue line, Lars Eller is able to zing this puck in, and he's strong enough to protect it. Little give and go with Bodker. The traffic, and Hardy is late to react. That glove hand comes up, but not in time. That's two NHL players knowing that a give and go will allow for some chasing by the French and some open ice. Lars Eller capitalizes.
Well, the Danes were able to creep back in the hockey game at the end, near the end of the first period, scoring twice in the final minute. They're within one now with just over 4 to play in period number 2. Fleury for the French. Striding down the right wing side. Passes in front. Heckefoyle was available, but couldn't get a stick on that puck. Ozon, cross ice. At the line, Gallet shoots and sliding over. Well, Velcro that one to the vest from Dan.
Lars Eller, of course, wasn't able to help his home team in the World Championship last year in Denmark. He was too busy scoring the Stanley Cup winning goal for the Washington Capitals. And
Probably an okay trade-off.
Yeah, I think so. That shot, though, had the right amount of muscle behind it and right through some bodies and into the top of the net.
Valier working deep in the Danish zone, comes out front, shoots, tried to find the top corner, just didn't get everything on it, and Dan will cover up again.
It's good strength on puck there by Valier. Can't get out front on one side, try the other. But it was sealed off on the near side. Dan was able to stay on that blocker side post. Valier plays in Bordeaux in France. Fourth seasons there.
Off the draw, Marcus Lorentzen up to Storm. Danes, and I like this idea, loading up, trying to find another quick one before the period ends. Hardy tested from distance, left pad stop against Marcus Lorentzen. This one again jumps into the bench, just as it looked like Denmark might be threatening.
Can't recall seeing this many pucks end up in benches.
There's another souvenir.
That's the way to do it. Things have been heating up around the building and through the center part of town as you approach the weekend in the middle of it. The Slovaks jumping on board for this tournament.
Well, it overflowed last night already in game 1 after the Slovakia victory over USA. We will bring you Germany, Great Britain next after this game, and then Gord Miller and Ray Ferraro have Finland, Slovakia to finish the day. And boy, if Slovakia can ever tie back-to-back wins together to start the tournament, there might be a parade in front of our hotel.
Certainly emptied the tank against Canada. I wonder if they might just believe things are going to work their way. There's another puck into the bench, another face-off in the neutral zone. Should just throw the puck back onto the ice, and that should be okay.
Just keep play going. Thoreau missed it, so did Fleury. Meyer, cross-corner dumping. Jesper Jensen tries to bank off the backboards to himself. That didn't work. Fleury will grab it. France moving in transition. Lawson. Cross ice right through his own goal crease. Jesper Jensen Ovo spots an opening to Jesper Jensen. I'm waiting for one of those goals where all of the Jensens are in on it.
Enjoy that.
Odds tell me it's going to happen. Perret. Puck sticking on him. Decides to dish it off. Under 3 to go in the second. Denmark looked like they were rolling a little bit after Eller found a way to pick a top corner from the French blue line, but things have stalled again here. Nick Jensen can't cleanly move forward with it. France resetting. Theory takes a look. Long shoveling, wobbling pass ends up on Dam, and he will cover. And even we have to double check.
It's the stretch pass and the deflection that the French are using in this game. Typically, you want to keep it away from the goaltender so you can get in on the forecheck. But anything goes, as we've seen one go through him from center ice, one go off him. It was capitalized on for the 4-2 goal by the French.
Shakich-Vili shoots, misses everything over top of the goal, the glass, and into the netting.
Just slowing down here at Steel Arena, the attendance on a full building, about 8,700, 8,500. Those cars in the corners, taking up some valuable seating.
Was that France where the alarm went off? I think it was in Paris. Puck hit the car on the side, the Skoda, and yeah, the alarm goes off. Denmark, if the alarm bells haven't been ringing, they probably should. Down a goal to France, nearing the end of the second period. Sacha Trey threading the needle. Valier was taken care of. Texier in behind the net as well. Wreck in his own zone. Sacha Trey and Oliver Lordson have something going, the two big men.
Yeah, they did come together early in the first period. A collision along the glass that slowed things down. That puck just goes right up and hits Lordson in the face. He'll continue though.
Lordson will shake that off. Final minute. In period number 2, Texier, who jumped in and out of the Columbus lineup for John Tortorella through the playoffs. Picked up valuable experience. You can see him with a burr in his behind all hockey game here. He's been one of the bright spots for France, always going. Bozan can't steal. Denmark. Oliver Lordson floats one to center. Fleury backing up on the play, had it stolen by Olesen. Olesen shovels it deep. Hardy out to stop it. Manavian to center. Miss Bozan. Jammed up in front of the boxes. Madsen trying to locate it. Does. Comes in. 9 seconds to go. Shoots. Toe save by Hardy. Rebound kicks out. Denmark might have one last play here. Madsen to the line. Shoots. Stop. Hardy. As he did have to come up big before the buzzer to preserve a 1-goal lead for France.
Denmark scored with 5 seconds left in the first period. Almost did the trick again. The game got a little bit cautious for both sides.
We've got a hockey game heading into the third period. France up by 1, 4-3 over Denmark.
Shots on goal in the second period. France 12, Denmark 13. Stali na bramku v druhej tretine Francúzsko 12, Dánsko 13. Bratislava, the score between Switzerland and Italy is 6-0. Bratislava je stále stretnutia medzi Švajčiarskom a Talianskom 6-0.
celle-là, mais comme ça, il la remet en même temps. Celle-là,
Team statistics. And live updates. Available on all smart devices in multiple languages. The 2019 IIHF, powered by Shootout. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play. Shootout, c'était canon.
After the second period, Denmark 3, France 4. Stav stretnutia Dánsko-Francúzsko po druhej tretine je 3-4.
When you truly love something, you protect it in the best way. Zurich Insurance, for those who truly love.
Zákaz bezpečná, ako už sme povedali, prejdeme druhou tretinou, tak aj tejto treťou tretinou si pozrieme naozaj nie highlighty, ale 3 najkrajšie góly prvého dňa šampionátu.
chercher, boys, on va la chercher. Bon, Dan, good job, hein? Toi aussi, mon Tiki. C'est ça, ouais. Best look in the safe. Une minute 30, une 30.
France and Denmark ready themselves for the third period. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson from Steel Arena in Košice, Slovakia. We've seen so many ebbs and flows in this hockey game through 40 minutes, Dave. Does it lead you to thinking either side is ready to step up and grab this hockey game?
Well, the French have been, I think, more opportunistic in the hockey game. The fear is that they try to sit on this one-goal lead. They've been executing stretch passes that gets the puck out of their zone, but their forecheck hasn't followed up. So really, you're just giving the puck back to a team that's going to be a little bit more desperate and trying to claw back. There have been some power play goals in this hockey game, 2 for France, 1 for Denmark. A 4-4 goal. What next? We'll see here.
Danes snap it in. Hardy bobbled it. Eller flipped it in front, tried to, and it was blocked. That could have been tense moments very early for France. They skate through it. Sacha Trey. Pass back to the line. Forced the play out as Dom Malka couldn't hold it. Oliver Lordson goes for a skate. Lordson moves up and in. His shot off a stick. That's up and out of play.
All the way from his own end, and Lordson had ideas on getting a shot through. Just hesitated when he entered the zone. And we've seen him absolutely blast the puck. He and his brother Marcus Lordson. The goal scorer, Marcus Lordson, who gave the Danes some hope late in the first. I mean, 5 seconds left in that first period late.
Lassen and Parade come together. Bodker finds the remnants and chips it up ice. Back in the French zone. Theory guides one along the end boards around to the far corner. Jesper Jensen Obo keeps it alive for Denmark. Regan shoots bad angle right through the top of the goal crease. Bertrand, who opened the scoring in the hockey game, wearing 82 for France, can't get a clean beat on the puck, and Bodker comes back in with it. Mikhail Bodker over to Peter Regan. Danes changing with the puck in the France zone. Larson rifles one into the far corner. Bow back to the line. Slap shot there, hit a skate. Clairot with 2 points in the hockey game will zip one over cross ice in behind Fleury. Larson tries to get it going for Bow the other way. Hectorfoyle will retrieve it. He has a pair in this hockey game as well, pair of points for Team France. And a heavy collision with a puck going up and out as Fleury was on the receiving end of that one.
French trying to forecheck and be physical. They have been the more physical team. This one doesn't work, and they'll bring it out to the neutral zone. We've seen when the game slows down a little bit, it kind of favors the French side, but in their own end, they don't want to overchase. They want to try to be compact, and sometimes the Danes just start cycling around the outside.
Denmark in that cycle. Bo pinned up against the corner. Bo using the size to his advantage, but picked off. Leclerc will go the other way. Leclerc with Valier. Leclerc left side, shoots just off the tip of the glove, and then Dam is run over by Oliver Lordson, his own teammate.
He's lost his stick. It's in behind the net. He's not going to be able to get that out.
That is a heavy, heavy customer in Lordson, and Dam appears no worse for wear.
Well, now he's got it.
Finally able to dislodge the stick from the twine. And no worse for wear, the Danes on that awkward play. Airborne out of the corner. Texier didn't realize it dropped behind him. Janil does. Locates and sends up. Anthony Reck takes a moment. Reck nearly coughed it up at center. Texier helps him out. Pressure from Denmark in the neutral zone. Shakiachvili. Head up. French trying to exit here. They've had their problems. Denmark trying to take advantage. Will draw a penalty on the play as Poulsen couldn't get through, and the Danes will go to the power play.
Some stationary thinking by the French. As Texier tried to muscle a pass from board to board, it gets intercepted. And Poulsen comes in, he's upended with a stick into the hands. The hooking call puts Janil in the box and maybe breathes some life here into a Danish power play opportunity.
Looking for the tying goal are the Danes. Eller. Marcus Lawrenson back to Lars Eller. Eller takes a look, cross ice, nearly found Nick Jensen, sneaking in from the far point. Jensen with it now, down deep, played to Storm in the middle, shoots, and a right pad stop. Hardy, rebound in front of him. Denmark gets to it. Jesper Jensen could control it though, and nearly sprung for a shorthanded chance. Didio Balsamo settles for the change.
Some good quick puck movement right to the front of the net. And the goaltender Hardy followed everything, made a save, a follow-up.
Denmark on the power play, trailing France 4-3. And the French will make quick work of that one. Sebastian Dam to tee it up.
Good communication. Berreton had lost his stick, indicated so. Now he's to the bench.
Bow for Denmark. Vodker tied up before getting to that puck. Couldn't keep it in on the far side. Denmark resets again.
Not the boost the Danes were hoping with the man advantage.
Regan across the line, spreading things out. Bo pressured. Manavian rides him up into the glass. Jesper Jensen Obo nearing the end of the Denmark power play to Peter Regan on the near side. Regan with traffic in front, doesn't want to shoot. Peter Regan setting things up. Jesper Jensen Obo, pass too far out of the reach of the target. Vodka on the far side, wrapped back around to Regan. Has 4 seconds to work with the power play. Down deep, Obo centering, and Regan thought they'd scored there, but that missed on the blocker side, and the Denmark power play is over.
Vodker had half a net to shoot at and ushered it wide. He was being hassled at the time.
Vodker in behind the France net. Looking more threatening now that we're back to 5-on-5 of the Danes. Bo shoots. Excuse me, that was Eller who let that one go. As they get the change off the back end of the power play and just missed on the glove side.
Scored from almost that area back in the second period. This one misses the net.
So Denmark 1 for 3 officially on the power play. French killing off, therefore, 2 of those, and that's a big kill in this period. As Texier tripped up, wanted to call, won't get one.
What we've seen in this game is when it looks like the Danes are coming on, somehow the French team mans up and comes up with something. So that penalty kill might have just given them enough energy to see if they can't get and play on the other end.
Jesper Jensen. Back up top, Larson, cross ice, spreads it out. Oliver Lorentsen, right back down again to the French zone. Centering pass, Jensen actually turns into 2 shots, and Hardy got enough of 1 now. Tipped in front, they score! Jesper Jensen, off a pretty feed, ties the game.
This one's Jensen to Jensen, and deflected in. Nicholas Jensen followed up a shot towards the net with a pass towards the net. Nicholas Jensen gets this puck back from a teammate and then finds Jensen with the deflection up over the glove. Hard pass enough that it could be redirected. Trey wasn't there in time and heavy enough on his stick. And we've got a tied score. 40 makes it 4-4.
Quick peek to Group B action in Bratislava. It is now 9-0 Switzerland as they play a wallop on Italy. Hat trick for Fiala. Hischer has the 9-0 goal. So a big start for the Swiss in Group B. All even up here in Group A. Denmark and France.
There was that danger by the French to just be a little bit too stationary in their own end. The winger, Trey, has to come down and tie up the stick more. But Jesper Jensen is able to redirect it. And the Danes, who have had more run of play, feel they might be able to capitalize after tying it.
Regan was receiving a hit, but knocked down the attacking player. Shakichvili jammed up in front of the Denmark bench. They're changing. Need to be mindful of that. Play continues. A few more battles now as the game becomes even up at 4.
Just a little bit more urgency by both sides, it seems.
Keeping one in is Fleury. Cuts to the net, drops back off behind him, shifted over, and Bozan couldn't pick the top corner. Janil shoots. Left pad stopped by Sebastian Dam. France putting a little bit more to the front of the net now. Have seen their 1-goal lead erased here in the 3rd period. Clairot with the Danes changing. France will set this up. Janil to Bozan. Tim Bozan delivers it deep. France will now complete their change. Denmark trying to get out of the zone quickly. Nearly did. Nick Jensen has to go back in after it. Played to center. Gallet moves back to Bozan in his own end. Back to Gallet. Blake just out of the long reach, outstretched arm of Marcus Lauritsen. Storm at center for Denmark, sets it up. Eller comes in on the left wing side. Eller around his mark, cuts to the net, tried to throw it in front with Nick Jensen going there, stolen. Here comes Hackeful. Hackeful in, shoots, blocker stopped by Dan.
That puck just popped off the goaltender again.
Eller trying to go right back up the ice for Denmark, but helping the cause for the French is Texier, who is all over Lars Eller. That would be Eller of the Capitals, Texier of the Blue Jackets in regular NHL play. Foul down low. Meyer digging for it. Denmark trying to find a comeback goal. This one hits the netting and will step away. The Danes have found one to tie in the 3rd.
9-0. Bratislava je stav stretnutia medzi Švajčiarskom a Talianskom 9-0.
Tied up at 4 as we bring you back to action in Košice, Slovakia. Denmark finding a goal from tournament veteran Jesper Jensen, who had 2 goals in the last tournament, hosted by the Danes. Finds a big one to even it up at 4 against France. Meyer down deep. Bo as Denmark tries to build on that 4th goal. Now to come back again in the hockey game. Jesper Jensen to the net. Paddle down hard. He comes across to make the right toe save.
Bo has been difficult to deal with for the French. He gets his stick free in front of the net. Just can't get it past the right side of the goalie.
Hustling after it was Bertrand. Just a little too far out of his reach, or he might have had the 2-on-1 activated for the French. Penalty coming up after that play at centerman Avion hit the ice. So France, after giving up the tying goal, about to go on the power play, unless something changes with the extra attacker on. Clairot across the line, set up and nearly a side door tap in for Fleury. What a setup that was. 6 French skaters on. Bozan shoots in a delayed call. Blocker stopped by Dam. Fleury moves it to the far corner. Texier into the slot. Bozan shuffles. Fleury shoots. Now Denmark touches. And they hang on long enough to get to the penalty kill.
Matthias Bo is going to go to the penalty box. 6'7", 238 pounds.
We'll have the French power play when we come back.
And now, here's the battle of fans. Let me see who is the bigger fan, Denmark or France. Show me some clapping, show me your cheering. Just make us room for it. Who's better? Denmark or France? Who will win?
France on the power play, but they'll start back from their own zone. Denmark has the lone goal in the 3rd period, evening it up at 4 apiece. France trying to restake another lead.
It's been a profitable power play for France, 2 for 3 in the hockey game.
Indeed on their 4th. Snapshot Leclerc from the right wing side, and Dam kicked that one out.
Everything's just bouncing off him.
France now with numbers. On the power play, Texier, a little deft pass in from behind the net, bounce right to Frederick Storm, and he will clear for Denmark. Shakic-Vili, drop pass to Texier. Stretched it to the line, nearly intercepted by Jakobsen. Does come all the way back into the French zone. France moving slowly with it here on their power play. A minute has ticked off already. Clairot through center, over and in for Bozan. Drops back, Heckefoil, cross ice pass. Bertrand wants it back, bypasses him. Bozan and Heckefoil setting up. Bozan left circle, shoots. That's blocked by Oliver Lordson. And he's been in that position a couple of times tonight.
He certainly has, and doesn't seem to affect him.
Bertrand can't get freed up for one-timer. Saved at the line. Bozan shoots, one stop. Dam's got it under the glove as Clairot knocks on the door.
Tim Bozan's been very good about getting the puck on his stick and off in a hurry as tempers flare. right in the crease area. Lauritsen, the tallest of the bunch, looking down on some of the players that were right in front of his goaltender. There's Tim Bozon trying to get it through Dom. Again, there's a rebound. I mean, everything that's hit him has created a puck 2 or 3 feet away from him. The first power play goal that France got was reminiscent of this, a shot and then a rebound that was converted. But they're running out of time here with just 22 seconds left with the man advantage.
A fight for it off the draw, push to the line, not out, wrist shot off the post! Reck struck iron, it's still loose, empty net, Bozon shoots, Dam comes over and makes the save, and Bozon can't believe it.
Not only is their power play about to expire, but Clairot took a penalty late in that scramble in front of the net. The shot comes from the point, and it's clean through off the blocker post. Trying to find it, or a couple of the French players. Bertrand had got a power play goal. We talked about that first one in the first period, but Clairot's going to go to the penalty box. Number 12 is battling. He's getting knocked over. The penalty comes after this. Bozon ushers it towards the goal. He didn't get it off the ice, just along the ice. And Dam is able to get across. Realizes he stopped it, didn't know where it was, and then it's this push right there that brings us to 4-on-4 for 11 seconds.
Fourth power play eventually for Denmark. They've also capitalized on 4-on-4 way back in the first period. Storm trying to do that again. Played back, easy glove stop by Hardy.
So roughing call against Clairot, who's been around the net in this hockey game, but this is the second time that the French have taken themselves off the man advantage and into a penalty killing situation.
1 for 3 Denmark on the power play. Now on their fourth. A shortened effort to try and find a go-ahead goal. Marcus Lauritsen to Nick Jensen, shoots! Got that one off quick after he had to find the handle. Hardy making the save. Jesper Jensen over to Lars Eller. Now Jensen shoots again for the left circle, and a slide over his shoulder, stop without a rebound for Hardy.
Both goals by Nicholas Jensen at the tournament last year were of the power play variety, 2 goals. And he is not shy to shoot the puck. He's going to stay out there. He mans the point, and he's on his strong side wing, so he's got to shoot across the body to get it to the net.
Draw win Denmark. Play back to the line on the power play. Eller, one-timer, kicked away by Hardy. Read the play well, tracked it over, and now the French able to get it out. Denmark reloading from their own zone. Just onside at the line. Eller gloved his stick. Into the corner it goes. Wrapped back around. Eller will have to refine possession. He does. Lars Eller putting together a goal late in the second. Trying to set another up here in the third. Nick Jensen on the power play for Denmark. Surveys, passes, covered, and what a stop there as Theory took one away from Storm in front.
Knocked it out of the air. It was going to the cage. That looked like an easy backhand offering, and instead Denmark's executing a breakout.
The defenseman just bailing out his goaltender. Mikkel Bodker swings one to the far side. Peter Regan takes over. Denmark at the tail end of their power play in a tied hockey game. Bodker, right circle, peeled it, gets it back. Bodker resetting in, passes in front, deflected. Bo sneaks it past Hardy, but not into the net. That one just snuck out wide as the French ice it.
Bo can't believe it. Got that long stick and the long reach. Bodker gathered the puck back, moved it, and you can feel like it's going towards the net, and just through the blue paint, This is the deflection early, and then the knock out of the air, the back of the stick by Theory. Or we'd be talking about a Denmark power play goal to go ahead 5-4. Instead, it's tied with just near 5 minutes left to play in this third.
Another icing.
Frederick Storm's had an industrious game. Long-time national team player. And that's how close it was for Denmark. Thank you on the bench.
Draw spills deep into the corner. France zone. Janil has to hustle to get there. Does. Janil now tangled up. Eller and Jensen proving very efficient on the near side wall for the Danes. Oliver Lordson comes in. He gets beat. Leclerc doesn't want to ice it, but he doesn't have too many options. He'll finally get the puck down as the French were heavy-legged.
Leclerc led the French league Grenoble to the championship this year and led the league in scoring with 61 points in 44 games.
Manavian dives to get that puck to Bozon at center. Can't get in cleanly. Fleury doubles back to Dom Malka. Now to Fleury, dancing in, cuts wide. Pulls up with a shot, rebound, Bozon had his shot blocked. Piece of opening there on the blocker side and couldn't find it.
Just smart play by Fleury to get it towards the goaltender. Everything is bounced off, but Bozon wasn't able to direct it right to the net. A couple of blocked shots by Danish defensemen as Hardy lost his stick in that exchange earlier, but he's being handed to it now by Theory.
Bonker chips one in. Hardy can't stop it behind the France goal. After it is Anthony Reck for the French. Leaps to Texier, sees a man on the move. Sacha Trey, double sevens in there for France. Takes one away from Oliver Lordson, at least makes a battle for it. Fight continues up the boards. Denmark gets it out. Bodker to center. Now in is Regan. Back to Bodker, shoots and had that one lined up. He's been all over it and can't beat Hardy.
A couple of goals have gone over that glove side, but missed an opportunity.
I want to welcome everybody that witnessed a Switzerland 9-0 victory over Italy. It's tied up in Košice 4-4, and we've seen a lot. 2 goals by Denmark in 50 seconds to end the first with a lead. A goal from center ice by Dom Malka. That sneaks through Denmark netminder Sebastian Dam. A missed penalty shot by Mikkel Bodker, and then the Danes clawing back to tie the game. France trying to respond, and a shot is stopped by Dam as Bertrand let it go. Dam equal to the task. 4-4 tie with under 3 to go in the third. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson with you in Košice, Slovakia, getting to the nitty-gritty in a 4-4 tie between France and Denmark. French trying to control off a draw in the Danish zone. Fleury against Eller. Neely stripped him of the puck, but Eller will fly through center. Lars Eller pulled up to make a move around Clairot, unsuccessful. The puck jogs back against Denmark. Won't be enough for an icing.
Heinz Ehlers, the coach of Denmark, has really relied on Eller and Bodker in this game. Frederick Storm has been on that wing. Nicholas Jensen, the first rounder to Vancouver Canucks, has also rolled with those two guys.
French won only twice in last year's tournament over Belarus and Austria. The Danes pushed for a quarterfinal berth and came short. Sacha Trey. And the way things went yesterday, both of these teams would desperately like an opening tournament victory. Jesper Jensen Obo muscles one in around to the far corner. Ends up on the blade of Jesper Jensen, who had the tying goal for Denmark here in the third period. Bo uses the back end to protect the puck. Bo fighting off the French defenseman, Shakiasvili. Oliver Lordson shoots, bad angle, tipped in front, and a reactionary stop by Hardy. I think Jesper Jensen got a piece of that one on the way in. France looking for a break. Perret down the right wing side, pulls up. Manavian shot, a riser into the mask of Sebastian Dam, who kept it in front of him. Bowes lost his stick, puck cleared. French go back after it.
And the theme, when Dam has a puck coming towards him, it's not cleanly taken. Go back to that slap shot from center ice that beat him 5-hole. And he just looks shaky.
Yeah, that started the second period from that man, Dom Malka, who this time levels the boom on Storm. Just a dozen seconds left. French trying to keep the Danes to the outside. Eller can't get through. Ritz separates the puck. This one will sail down the ice, and we are headed to overtime in Košice. France 4 and Denmark 4.
Well, the French, I think, are fortunate to cash at least 1 point in this game. Both teams have eyes on the extra.
Danes have clawed back. Overtime is next.
As the score is tied after regulation time, a 5-minute Southern victory overtime will follow after a 3-minute intermission. The overtime will be played with 1 goaltender and 3 skaters per team. Keďže po uplynutí riadneho hracieho času je stav stretnutia nerozhodný, po trojminútovej prestávke bude nasledovať 5-minútové predĺženie hrané systémom náhlej smrti. V predĺžení budú oba týmy hrať s 1 brankárom a 3 korčuliarmi.
The score is 4-4, and your teams need your help. So now, make some noise. Doesn't matter if you're from Denmark or France. Make the biggest noise you can. Come on, everybody. Give me more. Give me more. You can make it to the red.
John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson, Group A action in Košice, Slovakia, and Steel Arena get their first look at overtime this 2019 World Hockey Championship. It's been a wild ride between Denmark and France. French jumped out to a 1-0 lead, somewhat surprised the Danes, who then scored a pair near the end of the first in 50 seconds to swing back in front. It was tied early in the second thanks to a center ice shot from Dom Monka. French would jump ahead 4-2. The Danes would find a pair to tie it 4-4, and that's where we sit through regulation of 60 minutes of play, heading to a 5-minute sudden death overtime. And if that doesn't decide it, there will be a shootout. France to our right, Denmark to our left. Staying in the same zones they finished the third in.
No. Wait. Down.
Texier obliges. But it's the Danes that start with the puck. Lars Eller out there with Jesper Jensen Obo. And Frederick Storm. Eller across center in overtime. Backs up the French. Eller in. Storm goes to the net, as does Jesper Jensen Obo. Eller throws on the brakes. Looks in front. Frederick Storm nearly tucks it in around the trapper side of Hardy. Couldn't find the handle. Texier the other way in overtime for France. Crisscrosses with Reck. Texier leaves for Reck. Quick shot off a stick of Eller. Deflects it up and out, but Storm came so close to finishing this one early.
He has been all over this hockey game and has no fear of taking the puck right to the net. Gets it from Eller on the blocker side. Tries to get it to his backhand. Bodies everywhere. Helped by the player Reck. Getting his stick in there.
Again, the officials making sure everyone lines up properly. Fleury wins the draw for France in overtime. Heckefoil crisscross with Bozon. Heckefoil in some room, cuts to the forehand, nearly dragged it around Sebastian Dam, and he came close to tucking it in for France.
Had some space to be continued, but once he went from backhand to forehand, hustled himself up off that left pad toe.
Marcus Lauritsen couldn't connect cleanly with Mikael Bodker. Denmark changing. Gallet didn't realize there was no help. He passed it over, has to pick it up, and now it's turned over by Gallet and the French. Denmark completes the change, and they'll just skate it back with Jesper Jensen Obo settling things down. Jesper Jensen Obo in overtime. Dropped it off. Nick Jensen unwinds, and two sticks converge to send that up and out.
The threesome out on the ice. Jesper Jensen Obo, and Nicholas Jensen. But Nick couldn't get it in time. That puck deflected up into the netting.
Fought off the draw in overtime. French come away with it. Ritz passes it up. Bertrand slams on the brakes. Ritz to the bench. Trey comes on. Bertrand in overtime for France, trying to set it up. Bertrand to Sacha Trey, top of the zone. Winds his way down. Trey cuts to the net. Shoot, stick save by Dam. Puck fluttering. And Bertrand couldn't get possession in the slot. Denmark slows it down.
On that face-off, Ritz was out there specifically for that reason. Bertrand wanted him to join and do on the 2-on-1. Ritz went to the bench, but Trey came in and drove towards the net. The French have done a better job of that in this game.
Eller creates some room. Deep shoots. Stopped by Hardy. What an end-to-end rush by Lars Eller. And Florian Hardy fends him off.
Well, and he's in full flight. Hard to get in front of him.
Oliver Lordson keeps the puck in the French zone in overtime for the Danes. Eller to the line. Now Storm stepping in. Weaves his way from the corner, two in front. And a poke check by Hardy separated a pretty nice move from Storm, again slicing off the wing. Regan, the Danish captain, pulls up, curls back. Marcus Lauritsen shakes one off, shoots, stopped by Fleury. Florian Hardy, he's got it.
Peter Regan uses such a short stick that he forces you to lean, get off balance, trying to reach in to get the puck away. And when you do that, the pass comes. Eller almost converts on the backhand, but Hardy keeps the stick down and ushers it to the side.
Overtime continues in Košice. Draw win Denmark at the line. Lordson shoots, stick saved by Hardy. He met the puck before the tip could, as Regan was in front. Marcus Lordson to Regan, and couldn't change the direction on it. The captain had ideas to tip it home.
That's the time where a longer stick would have helped.
Tripped up.
No call.
Walker.
Keep playing, guys.
In fact, they're saying it's delayed offside. Denmark not happy about that one in overtime. Rek pulls up, tried to deke his way through the slot. Lost control just as he made a move to the front. Texier up France. Juking his way through center. Dishes over to Fleury across the line. Fleury stiff arm to the ice. The French don't like that play, but it's tit for tat here. Jesper Jensen Obo knocked down behind, but lots of skating room for Nick Jensen. One-on-one in overtime. Cuts to the front. Jensen power move right over top of the goaltender, and on the underside, Hardy lives to talk about it. 2-on-1 the other way. Fleury in. Wait, shoots. Stop Dam. Rebound. Oh, what a save. Dam shutting down Jakiasvili with the game on his stick.
There's the end-to-end action in 3-on-3, and it keeps going.
Oliver Lordson in the other direction. Out of gas, trying to set something up. Danes control. Storm from the outside, around the net. Storm to Eller. Shoots and just missed on the glove side, high on Hardy.
Boy, get those 6 players back out on the ice. Chances at both ends. The captain, Fleury, almost finishes the game, and then Lars Eller has designs of doing the same thing.
No icing, 12 seconds to go. France thought that was going to be whistled down. Danes control. Can they finish it here in the dying moments? Regan in front, bounces on to Hardy, and he makes the save after being whacked at. As that changed directions, and Hardy just got enough.
Regan trying to do it alone, and in centering the puck, Hardy is smart enough to get the stick down with some help from Trey. It's the poke afterwards from Bodker, and Hardy was not too pleased. 2.8 seconds left in this game as Nicholas Jensen is up and over. Fleury tries to go 5-hole, has some hope as that puck is stopped. And this is what people thought were going to be in the building anyways, the penalty. Fleury trying to draw one himself. The officials are conferring on where the face-off is going to be because of the net drive and then the poking at the goaltender and bodies coming together. It's going to be outside. That benefits the French. 2.8 seconds. Pretty tough to score from the neutral zone.
2-1 lead out of the first for the Danes. 4-3 lead out of the second for the French. 4-4, tied up in the third. And overtime decides nothing. We are headed to a shootout between Denmark and France when we come back to Košice.
As the score is tied after overtime, the penalty shot shootout will follow. Each team will assign 5 skaters. Keďže po predĺžení je stav stretnutia nerozhodný, budú nasledovať samostatné nájazdy. Každý tým určí 5 kočuliarov.
John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson with some free hockey, so to speak, in Košice, Slovakia, as the 2019 World Hockey Championship witnessed its first overtime in this building, and now its first shootout, as the extra frame decided nothing. France and Denmark evened up at 4 goals apiece, reminiscent a little bit of last year's tournament for the Danes, who opened with a shootout win over Germany, hoping that they can repeat in the opening game of this tournament. And France, who had 2 separate leads erased, are hoping that they can find the last laugh at the end of the day.
One of those rare situations where both coaches wish they could go back to their playing days and get out there. Philippe Bozan for the French national team and Heinz Ehlers, a longtime Danish player who played in various leagues in Europe, Germany, Switzerland. And it's going to be for the French, Alexander Texier with the first shot.
5 shooters from each team. Texier to start. Hardy making 34 saves through regulation and overtime. Sebastian Dam 24, and Dam will face the first French shooter. Texier. In on Dam, waits, shoots, gloves, stop, Sebastian Dam.
Texier came in with some speed, slows down just a touch, but doesn't get it as high as he wants. Dam able to watch that go right into his glove.
Lars Eller with a goal in the hockey game. First shooter for Denmark, cuts wide. Eller in on Hardy, snaps it, scores! What a shot by Eller to give the Danes the lead.
That's where Texier wanted to go. Upstairs a little higher with speed. Fleury has got the stick down for any 5-hole shot, but doesn't get the left hand up in time.
Charles Bertrand, who scored the opening goal of the hockey game, is next over the boards for Team France. Bertrand picks it up with speed, weaves his way in. Deeks backhander, stopped by Dam, who came over on the blocker side.
Lots of movement, but not enough power on that shot and not much to shoot for.
Denmark can get a stranglehold of the shootout. They can capitalize here. Nick Jensen takes his time, slows up between the circles. Deeks backhander, stopped by the toe of Hardy. Jensen looked like he had a highlight reel, goal all wrapped up, and Hardy shut him down.
Hardy wasn't going to come out of the blue paint to his right. You see him stay patient and reach out with that left toe as Jensen tries to do the one-hander.
Anthony Reck looking to give France some life in the shootout. Reck, Deek scores! Backhand roof job from Anthony Reck to tie it up.
Really froze the goaltender. Eyes up and pulls it right across, and in the same motion gets it up off the back of the blade.
Michael Bodker, who missed on a penalty shot in the game, takes the puck in the shootout. Bodker in, quick shoot, scores! Top shelf, and the Danes are back in front.
A celebration with the fans as he goes into the corner. He gets this up in a hurry and into the top part of the net blocker side.
France needs to score here. Sasha Trey playing to keep this thing going. Trey in on Dam. Trey shoots, scores! And France finds life yet again.
That's a nifty move for a big man. Comes into the forehand, flinch and shoot. That is upstairs over the right arm.
Frederick Storm scores! Straight shot, glove side. Cold-blooded.
Storm shooting past his hip here. Hardy's down early for no reason and still doesn't get the glove out.
Fleury for France, quickly in on Dam. Lost control. Shoots and stopped by Dam. Now the puck was still moving forward. And that's a big time save by Sebastian Dam as Denmark able to pull together a shootout win in their opening game of the 2019 World Hockey Championship.
The better team won in this game, even though it went to overtime. France pulling out some strange goals. Denmark continuing on to the very end. And the captain for France just mishandles, tries to make something of it, but nothing doing. And like last year, Denmark wins their opening game in a shootout.
Had its ups and downs, but in the end, Denmark wins 5-4 in a shootout.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best players of each team will be awarded by Raiffeisen Bank International, the official sponsor of the 2019 IIHF World Championship. Oficjalného sponzora majstrovstiev sveta IIHF 2019 na novom hokeji. The prizes will be presented by cenu odovzdá Jaromír Šmatala, supervisor of the Slovak Ice Hockey Federation. The best player of Team France, najlepším hráčom týmu Francúzska, number 12, Valentin Leroux. The best player of Team Denmark, najlepším hráčom týmu Dánska, number 9, Fredrik Stone. Fredrik Stone. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Denmark. Dámy a páni, postavte sa prosím, zaznie štátna hymna Dánska.
The final score is 5 Denmark, 4 France. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. And the next game will continue at 16:15, and it will be Germany against Great Britain. And in the evening will be the game of the day between Slovakia and Finland. Ja pevne dúfam, dámy a páni, že sa tešíte na druhé predstavenie slovenského týmu. Ja pevne dúfam, že sa večer vidíme v tejto chvíli
Unfortunate to have lost this way in a shootout, considering that you did maintain the lead for majority of the game. Where did things go sideways?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we had a good game today, and I don't know. I'm pretty disappointed, especially about my penalty shot. But I mean, it's happened, and it's like this. But I think it's like we had a good game, and it's very good for us to take 1 point tonight.
You mentioned the penalty shot, just to touch on it for a moment and then move on. What were you seeing out there on the ice?
I don't know. I don't know. Shit happened.
35 shots against. How can you guys make yourself life easier for yourselves going forward?
Yeah, we know how we have to play against this kind of team. I mean, we have to be good defensively, and I think we had a pretty solid game. And for sure, we need to score as soon as we got one opportunity. So I think we did it pretty well tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Had everything from broken glass, penalty shots. Is this a game where players love to play in, but coaches hate to coach?
Yeah, well, it was fun at times. I think it was a bit hard first game, a bit too unorganized, and it got like too much back and forward. And yeah, we don't like to give away that many chances, but I think offensively we played pretty good today, and we could have scored more.
You managed to overcome a deficit on numerous occasions. What was the mindset, particularly going into the third?
I think we felt that we created a lot, and we actually were the better team most of the game, and they got some easy goals, and we gave them the chances. They didn't have to create it themselves, so I think we felt like we could come back all the time, and it's strong by the team. Really good work.
Finally, your penalty shot. How good did it feel to find the back of the net in a moment like that?
Oh, it was amazing. Didn't even know it was 5 shots until right before I had to take the 4th there. So no, it was amazing. Really nice feeling.
Thank you. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Vigtige bonuspoint, mand. Sådan, boys. Woo!